Attention bowlers, we're going to get started. Please finish your warm-up frames. We'll be changing to scoring in just a moment. Welcome to Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire for an Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour match in Class B North. Hello everyone, my name is Steve Kelly here live once again for our second match of our asynchronous doubleheader this evening. It's Class A North this time. It's going to be Josh Daley at Kris Winiarz. Josh Daley, the #1 seed, looking to just get a couple more points to round out his season against mid-season substitute Kris Winiarz, who came in for Ryan Southall. So we're going to get started in just a couple of seconds here. The match format this evening is 5 strings with 14 points available for the bowlers. And just giving the bowlers a thumbs up. And I believe they will be starting on lane 8 this evening. It'll be Josh Daley, our away bowler, who, if I'm not mistaken, is the #1 seed for the playoffs in Class A North, Division 1. Josh Daley bowls out of Academy Lanes with a staggering season record of 193 and 45. Across 17 matches, this is his final match of the regular season. That's Josh Daley, as he usually waves. I believe this is actually my first time covering Josh Daley in an ACST match, so this will be fun. Great to always see new faces on the program here, especially at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. So we'll talk about the playoff picture in Class A North. Josh Daley is the #1 seed, and he will be facing John Alosa in the quarterfinals, and the winner of that match faces Nate Lees or Mark Ritchie. Here's Josh Daley with a nice drop. Single pin spare opportunity for Mr. Josh Daley. 7 pin, and we might have a pin that's already out of play. Go figure. Kris Winiarz will investigate. I think it's just on the line of in and out. You never know. Hard to tell. I think it's in. Flip a coin on that one. So Josh Daley's on the 7 pin. He's a lefty bowler. Let's see what he can do to start things off with a bang. There it is. Oh, threads the needle in between the gutter and the 7. Josh Daley will round it out for a 10 through 1. So yes, this is Candlepin Bowling, in case you don't know, and this league is called the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, brought to you by 3-Ball Spare Conglomerate. I'm Steve Kelly on the mic. This match was played on Friday, May 29, 2026, at about 7:10 p.m. local time at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. There's a strike by Josh Daley. 10 in the pit for Mr. Josh. Evaporating 10. What a starting stance. Almost like in front of the ball return. Josh Daley on a strike. A little bit to the east of the pocket. Takes down 6. 6 on the strike fill so far. 1, 2, 9, 10 for Daley. Daley 6 so far on the strike fill, and he'll make it a 9. That's in 29 through 2. If you've never seen Candlepin Bowling, I hope you enjoy the match today. This is a unique take on bowling from the heart of New England and Eastern Canada. This broadcast should have subtitles and captions if you would like to enable them, and also consider the transcript feature if you're watching this later on from YouTube. There is a 9 box for Mr. Josh Daley. That's 38 through 3. During the match, I'm going to provide the play-by-play action and on-screen scoring to the best of my ability. The numbers you see on your screen are unofficial. The bowlers maintain the authority on the scores. Every once in a while, I might stop to verify scores if I think something is out of sync, and I appreciate your patience if that happens. Josh Daley, head pin, finds it. Will he get a backdoor strike? Not quite. The 2-pin stands. 38 through 3. Spare leave coming up. Single pin. Daley, laser for the spare. Here's that spare in case you missed it by Josh Daley. On the 2. Kind of goes out then in. And he fires on the 1-3 pocket and fills that spare with a big 9. That's a big 19 for Daley, and it's another spare opportunity on a single. 57 through 4. And I believe that's the 9 pin down there for a spare for the taking. Bounces, still on track. He gets the spare. That's 67 through 5 for Josh Daley. A quick half. And let me show you the scores. For the first time this evening, bowlers will rotate every 5 boxes. 67 open plus a ball for Josh Daley. And that's the story through 5 boxes for Josh Daley. Moving right along, we'll be moving on to Kris Winiarz, our home bowler out of Lakeside Lanes this evening. On lane number 8. Kris Winiarz comes to us with a substitute record of 72 and 96 in for Ryan Southall. And he'll chop the 6 pin for a 1-drop. Kris Winiarz has an away record of 43 and 83 and a home record of 45 and 67. He's bowled 12 matches of the 18-match regular season. That includes his predecessor, who he's substituting in for. He'll chop the head pin in a few more. And here's Kris Winiarz for the out. He'll take an 8. Leaving the 3 and the 8 for 8 through 1. Kris Winiarz has a season average of 112.83. Away, he averages 110.98, but he's home this evening. 110.4 home average. High single 145, high series 642. And he'll drop 6. Right side, 4 horsemen. 13610. Winiarz looking for a mark. Runs down the 4 horsemen for a spare. And here's that shot. In case you missed it, and apparently this is a shout out to Charlie Collins, so I guess if you're watching Charlie Collins, pay attention, question mark? That's what Josh Daley says. Look at that. Look at it go. Kris Winiarz is working on a mark fill, and it's going to be 3. A 6-pack on the left side, plus the 10. Winiarz. 1-3 pocket on the inside, 7-8-10. Kris Winiarz is 4th in his division. That's Class A North Division 4. And he'll take a nice out of 10. Not a bad way to end it considering where he started. That's 31 through 3 for Kris, 38 through 3 for Josh Daley. Kris Winiarz is 9th in the wild card. 28 games behind from the wild card cut line. He'll drop 8 on the head pin. 5-9 for Kris Winiarz. Five nines of service, maybe, not quite. He leaves them standing. Winiarz will take a 9 in the 4th for 40. Josh Daley's at 57 through 4. Kris Winiarz has 19 strikes, 80 spares, and 99 tens for the season. He'll drop 7. Missed the head pin. He's got the 136 to contend with. And he's got a spare running down the 136. So that's a half for Kris Winiarz. 50 in a bonus through 5. Josh Daley's at 67 in a bonus through 5. Still early. A lot of marks already, though. Josh Daley will be on lane 7 for the first time this evening when we come back on the ACST. We're back. It's Josh Daley, who has a record of 193 and 45 across 17 matches. Away record 98-14. Home record 95-31. Fills with 6. 136-10 leave. 4 horsemen right side. Smooth ball, smooth delivery. 1-3-6 go down. The 10 does not. Daley waiting for the wood to finish its movements reasonably. He goes for the 10. He's got the 10. 83-6. Josh Daley on average goes 129.61 for the season. Away average, and he is away this evening, 127.23. Home average, 131.73. High single, 182. Daley drops 9, leaves the 5. He's got a single pin coming up for a spare. And he lasers it down for another spare. $93 and a bonus through 7 for Josh Daley as we watch this clinic of single pins. On a fill. It's away. Chops 2, half Worcester left side. 95 through 7 for Josh Daley. On a retry, looking for the head pin. Can't quite find it. Goes a little bit to the east of it. 179. Seven, 8, 9, or 10 Daley for Daley. And he'll make it a 9. That's 104 through 8. Josh Daley has a high series in the ACST of 718. Yeah, that's not a typo. 718. Daley. Head pin. 7 goes down eventually. The 6 is wiggling. 9 drop. Anything to avoid the 6-7, really. And Daley gets the spare on the single. 114 through 9 for Mr. Josh. Take a gander at this shot once again. Great delivery. All over the pin. Ooh. It's a 3 fill and a split for Daley. I reckon that's the 1, the 5, and the 10, and nothing else. Nudges the 2. He's working on it. 3, 8, 9. And it'll be an 8 for Josh Daley. That's a 125. A cool 125 and a 70% headpin completion percentage for Josh Daley with 1 split, 7.2 first ball average, 70% perfect box percentage, 5.8 average on the fills. When we come back, it's going to be Kris Winiarz to finish off Game 1 on Lane 7 at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. And Kris Winiarz comes back on an open mark. He's at 50 and a bonus through 5. Down by 75 in the game. And it's away for Winiarz. He'll miss the head pin to the west. He'll take 4 down. It's a 6-pack right side. The 6-pack is presented by the 25th lane at Lakeside Lanes. That's the bar at Lakeside Lanes, and you should check it out when you're here. Great taps, great drink, great everything, and a great party room to boot. Got a party room? Think about it. At Lakeside Lanes on Candia Road, off of exit 1 on Route 101 in Manchester, New Hampshire. Winiarz misses the spare, leaves the 6. Takes the 10, 64 through 6. Compare that to Josh Daley's 83 through 6. Kris Winiarz has a perfect box percentage of 33%. 67-70 seasonal pinfall. 6 drop and a split. 4-6-3, 2-4-6-7, excuse me. Winiarz. 3 left and right, takes 2 off the left. Two-6 for an out. A nice out of a 10. Well done. 74-7 for Kris Winiarz. He's going to need a couple of marks to get to 125 or higher. 125 to tie, anything higher to win. 1-2 pocket. Ooh, a rough split. 5-7-8-9 for Kris Winiarz. He's got wood that could sweep left. Parallel to the 5 and the 9. His bid, a little direct, takes the mid triangle, leaves the 7. If you're gonna miss right on that shot. He makes it a 9 through the 8th for 83. Josh Daley, 104 through 8. Kris Winiarz in his past 5 matches, he's taken 40 points, and that's an average of 8 points per match. Winiarz. Left the head pin. Kaleri right side. 5 drop. 1-8, 3-6-10. Messenger on the 8, it goes. A well-executed play by Kris Winiarz, and why don't we cue that up again while we have the time. He went on the inside of the pocket, and that was risky, but then that messenger spun on the plate towards the 8. Winiarz is working on a spare fill. It's another Kaleri, a 5 drop, and a repeat. 98 through 9. Well, we just saw how he made it last time. Can he do it again? Nope, a little bit to the right this time. First game goes to Josh Daley. Winiarz for the 7. 105. That's game 1. 125 Daley, 105 Winiarz. Daley wins it by 20. Still plenty of games to go in this 5-game series. When we come back, we'll be setting up for game 2 here on the ACST at Lakeside Lanes on this Friday evening. If I can get this thing. There we go. It'll be Josh Daley on lane number 8 in just a moment. Hello, folks. My name is Steve Kelly on the call and the scoreboard in the virtual broadcast booth for you all this evening. Hope you enjoyed the first game. We still got 4 more great games of bowling to go before we call it a night here at Lakeside. I hope you enjoy it. Josh Daley's up next. Daley on the pocket. 9 go down, 7 pin, standing. For the spare and a single. What happens? Oh, it's a bit of a whiff to the right. Daley will pin it out for a 10 in the 3rd. 3rd ball, that is. And if you're watching and you don't understand why we throw 3 balls in Candlepin bowling, I know there's always at least one. Yes, you get a 3rd ball in Candlepin bowling if no strikes or spares are thrown. We don't clear the dead wood. There are no oil patterns. And the game is a little bit different in terms of sizes, angles, shots, everything like that as a result. That's a Caleri for Josh Daley. 1, 3, 6, 8, 10 for Josh. Piece of wood intersplicing between the 1 and the 3. The spare on the Caleri, he's got it. Josh Daley takes the Caleri. Watch the shot again. Just had to barrel through it, and he sure did. 20 and a bonus through 2. Daley finds the head pin and finds 8 on the fill. That's the 3 and the 5. Daley on the 3 and 5. Oh, the cap of the wood was the reason that didn't go. Caps of woods can be deceptive. So Daley's looking for an out. Keeps it perfect with a 10. 38 through 3. Josh Daley has 89 strikes, 290 spares, and 218 10 boxes for the season with a 70% perfect box percentage. Finds the head pin. Wow. And one of those pins threads the needle between the 5 and the 9. What'll it be for Josh? It's going to be a spare. Checks in with a spare once again. 48 and a bonus through 4 for Josh Daley. Right down the middle, right on the 5-9. Daley's smooth delivery, but drifts left. 7 fill. Missed the head pin. 1, 3, 6. 55 through 4. Daley takes the rest for the spare, though, correcting his first ball offset. That's 65 and a bonus through 5 for Josh Daley. And a 1.5 game total, 190. He has 2 points so far. Kris Winiarz comes back to us with a 105 game 1. Let's see what we can do in game 2. This is Kris Winiarz. Lane 8. Commonly known as the Wizard. He fires down lane 8 to the left of the head pin. Takes 4 down. 5 left, 1 right, 5 right, 1 left. Takes down a few, leaves the 1-3. It'll be an opener for Kris Winiarz. Kris Winiarz has taken 2804 pins in his past 5 matches out of his 6,770 seasonal pinfall. Finds the pocket, finds 9, leaves the 10. And that's a spare for Kris Winiarz on the single. $19 and a bonus through 2. Winiarz filling a spare, drifts to the left of the head pin. He takes 6 down. 25 through 2. Winiarz to run down the 4 horsemen. He takes all but the 10. Messenger got stuffed on the right sidewall. Winiarz pins it out for a 10 for 35 through 3. Josh Daley's at 38 through 3. Kris Winiarz finds the pocket and pins drift around the 4. 9 drop. Almost a strike, but not quite. For the spare. Misses off to the right. A solid try, but gotta hit him. 9 or 10 for Kris. He'll make it a 9 for 44 through 4. Josh Daley 55 through 4, a difference of 11. Let's see, Kris Winiarz, I last covered him in the Patches Quilt Loft All Events House Tournament Finals at Lakeside Lanes against Chris Salmons. 6 drop for Kris, 7 drop for Kris. 1, 2, 7. And he's all over it for the spare, running them down. So that's a way to sit. 54 and a bonus through 5 for Kris Winiarz. 159 total so far, plus a fill. 190 and a fill for Josh Daley. Josh Daley will continue onward on lane 7 when we come back on the ACST at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire, Class A North. We're back. It's Josh Daley. Here's Josh. And yeah, here's Josh all right. There's a 5 drop and a split spread eagle minus the 7 for a 5 fill. Chops 2 off the right side. 2, 3, 4. And the result of the play is an 8 box for Josh Daley. That's 78 through 6. Josh Daley has 11,017 pins this season. That's a lot of pins. First in his division. Number 1 seed for the playoffs overall. Drop 6. 4 horsemen left side, 1, 2, 4, 7. A little too hard on the head pin. Sends it into next week. Makes it an 8, chops yet another pin. Josh Daley's at 86 through 7. Josh Daley in his past 5 matches, he's taken 66 points. That's an average of, holy moly, 13.2 points per match. Daley on the 1-2 pocket, 3-7-9. That's a split. Now he's starting to get some challenging leaves as opposed to some of the single pin and double pin gimmies. So We'll have some exciting spare opportunities coming up. Kind of like that one, except the object pin got, you know, got sent elsewhere. A respectable out of 9 puts Josh Daley at 95 through 8. And Josh Daley's past 5 matches has taken 33-15 total pins. Again, out of his 11,017 seasonal pinfall. Daley will full on the head pin. 7 go down. 3, 4, 6. Two right, 1 left. Piece of wood in between. Chops the 3, a little full. Just the 4, 6 now. Splits overall for Josh Daley this evening. 68% on the head pin. He'll make it a 9 in the 9th for a 104. Daley's averaging 7.04 on the first ball. Kris Winiarz is averaging 6.05 on the first ball. But the difference is really in the head pins right now. It's 13 for Josh Daley, 5 for Winiarz. That means 68% of head pins for Josh Daley on the first ball, and Kris Winiarz is trailing at 33%. Daley, a bit of a fullish shot, not as full as it could have been, which is good, but he's left with a 4-10 leave, and the wood to the left of the 4 is interesting. And since Josh is a lefty, that might be a bit of a challenge. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. I was going to say, he probably would have had to go right to left to really make that work, and if you're a lefty, that's tough. Daley will take the 4. Take a 9. Second game is 113. 3 marks in the first half, 70% of the head pin still. 5 splits, 7.1 first ball average for Josh Daley. 238, 2 game total. When we come back, it'll be Kris Winiarz to finish off the second game. Kris Winiarz is on a mark. And off. And he's a little off. 5 fill, 59 half. Caleri right side. 1, 3, 6, 10, 8. And he goes to run down the Caleri, but no messengers come for the sleeper. Just the 8 pin for Kris Winiarz in the 6th. Gets it for a 10. 69 through 6. Josh Daley, 78 through 6. Winiarz full on the head pin. Split. 3 left, 1 right. 6 drop, 2, 4, 7, 10. The sweeping wood behind the 2 and the 4 is favorable. Will Winiarz take it? Yes, sir, he will. That's a spare for Kris Winiarz, his second of the game. Yeah, watch those 2 planks of wood behind the 2 and the 4. Winiarz working on a spare fill. He's to the right of the head pin, but he mixes down. Wow, a merciful 8. 1 in the 8 for Kris Winiarz. And wood all around it. What more could you ask for when you miss the head pin? the result is a spare for Kris. 97 and a bonus through 8. Capped the wood, too. Winiarz working on a spare, a double spare, and it's a 4-fill, and the spread eagle split. 101 through 8. Kris Winiarz takes the lead. As of the 7th frame, with these fills, he's at 101 through 8. Josh Daley's at 95 through 8. With a spread eagle spare, nothing doing. Takes the 4-7, leaves the 2, 3, 6, 10. Winiarz will make the best of it with a 9. 110 through 9. In the pole position for taking the second game. If you like this content, I encourage you to consider subscribing to the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook. And if you want to see more of my type of content, you can check out 3-Ball Spare on Facebook and YouTube. Here's Kris Winiarz. Coasts to the right of the head pin in the latter half of the lane. Looks like a 3-drop. Half Worcester in the 5. And Winiarz almost makes a pretty spare out of it. Great bid. Both bowlers will have 2 points. It's a 10 for Kris. How about a 120 for Kris Winiarz, winning it by 7 over Josh Daley's 113. Both bowlers have 2 points apiece. So we are deadlocked in terms of points. And we're going to move on to Game 3 in just a moment here. Game 3 of 5 coming up here on the ACST. It's Josh Daley here to start Game 3 of 5. One heck of a match so far, huh? Both bowlers have 2 points apiece, and they're trading blows. So we'll see what happens as we have 3 games to go here on the ACST, just a little bit before halftime. Hope you enjoy it. Josh Daley is coming up next. Daley finds the pocket, finds the pins. 3-6. What will it be for Josh Daley on the 3-6? Just the 3. Josh Daley makes it a 9 through 1. So here's a profile of Josh Daley. Again, he is the #1 seed in pretty much everything right now. Top of Class A North Division 1 for playoff contention. So he will return in Avengers Endgame. Or whatever Avengers movie is out now. Doomsday or Tuesday or I don't know. That's a 6 drop for Josh Daley. He missed the head pin. 1, 6, 7, 8 for Josh Daley. On the head pin, a little full. Leaves the 7-8. Daley takes an 8 in the second for 17. Daley drops. It's the 1-3-6-8. Josh Daley's longest streak where he's gone more than 100 in a game is 28 consecutive, and there's a spare for Josh Daley on that 1-3-6-8. See ya. Have a look at this again. $27 in a bonus through 3 for Josh Daley. Daley to the west of the head pin. 4 go down. Oops, I meant to type 4. There we go. 4 fill, 31 through 3. Ooh, a little bit off on that one. Crosses left to right rather fast. 1-3-7. And it's a 9 for Josh Daley for 40 through 4. Josh Daley's longest streak of matches where he's gone, more than 500 is 17 consecutive, a perfect. And he's gone 13 matches consecutive with more than 7 points in a match. He'll drop 8, 5-9. Josh Daley has 16 pinfall wins this season. On the 5-9. Takes it that time for the spare. That's a solid 50 half plus a fill for Josh Daley. 2 spares. Halftime total at 288. 64% on the head pin, 5 splits, an average of 5.3 on each mark fill. When we come back, it's Kris Winiarz here in just a moment or two. It's away on the 1-2 pocket. 7-10 split with Wood. But the Wood's in a favorable spot, assuming it settles in the right area. The Wizard is working his magic, trying to get that wood to stop in a favorable spot, and it looks like it's going to be mostly in a favorable location. Let's see something pretty here. It's away. A little too high on that wood. Probably a little lower would have swept. It's going to be a 9 for Kris, 9 through 1. Winiarz to the left of the head pin takes 6 down. He's got a 3 diamond. That's a 3-5-6-9 in case you're wondering. Winiarz on the diamond, drifts off to the right. It's okay. I've seen him make the diamond before, and I do have a YouTube short of that coming out at some point. So if you want to see Kris Winiarz make a successful diamond, I got you covered later on. Maybe in a few weeks or so. That's a 9 box for Kris Winiarz, 18 through 2. Josh Daley's at 17 through 2. Here comes Kris Winiarz to the right of the head pin. 6 drop, 4 horsemen left side. Winiarz is full on the head pin, leaves the 2-4-7. And he'll make it a 9 for 27 through 3. Three 9s in a row for Kris Winiarz. 35% on the head pin this evening, 5 splits. So that's 5 splits for 8 head pin shots. He'll drift off to the left of the head pin here. 5 go down. 2x2 grid in the center and the 8. And Winiarz will go full on the head pin. He'll take everything but the 3 pin. And Winiarz will take a 9 for 36 through 4. Kris Winiarz, his longest streak of 100 or more strings in consecutive order has been 11 in a row this season. Head pin 7 drop split, 4-6-3. Takes the 6, misses the 3. A plank to the left probably would have sent the 3 into the 4. It's a 9. That's 5 9s a service for Kris Winiarz. That's a lot of uptime. 45 through 4 for Kris Winiarz. Josh Daley is at 50 and a bonus through 5. Halftime total of 270 for Kris Winiarz, 288 and a bonus for Josh Daley. That's your halftime update. As we move on to the second half of this match, I don't have a halftime show for you. I just have more bowling. Sorry, not sorry. Josh Daley will be coming up once again on lane 7 to start the second half and the third quarter, the third game here on the ACST. Daley opens up with a 7 fill. 8 fill, excuse me. A late falling one. Daley will take the 4 and leave the 2. Daley takes a 10 and a 6 for 68 through 6. Josh Daley again, record of 193 and 45, the number 1 seed for the playoffs in ACST A North. His string 1 average is 121.88, string 2 average 138.41, string 3 average is 124.12. Six drop and a split for Daley. That's a 6 split of the match. 3-4-7-10. Connects with a 3, and that's it. Daley takes a respectable out of 9 for 77 through 7. Josh Daley has 1 strike, 9 spares, and 5 10s so far this match. A 6.1 fill average. Nine drop, 7 pin standing for Josh Daley with a single pin opportunity for a spare. Oh, and something tells me that wasn't what he wanted to do. Missed the spare. It's a 9. 86 through 8. Josh Daley holds the number 2 Class A high single at 182. And there's a strike by Josh Daley, a quick one. Have a look at this. On that 1-3 pocket, careening over to the 4 and the 7. Daley will drop 7 on the double strike attempt. Force 3, 5, 6. And he gets the spare, steals it. $116 and a bonus for Daley. Watch this again. 3, 5, 6. Watch that 5 pin. Took a little convincing. The fill, 5. It's a 121 game 3 for Josh Daley at the 359 series after 3. Kris Winiarz has a 45 half, 270 so far. The 7-drop opener for Kris Winiarz, 3, 6, 10. The spare, it's looking, oh, it looked good for a moment. Drifted off course off the object. Just the 3. 9 or 10. It's a 9. 54 through 6 for Kris Winiarz. And almost a backdoor strike for Kris Winiarz on the headpin. Almost got the wraparound. But he leaves the 2. Orange pin, 2 pin. And it's gone for the spare. $64 and a bonus through 7 for Kris Winiarz. The spare fill attempt is 6. 1, 2, 4, 7, 4 horsemen left side. And can he get on that head pin? He can't quite do it. Wanted to drift to the outside of that head pin on the right side for the lineup for the knockdown of the 4 horsemen. Starts with hitting it, though. Here's the retry. Takes 3 of 4 for a 9. 79 through 8 for Kris. Winiarz on lane 7. Drops 9. Just the 5 pin now. And the wood looks good for a spare. You can try to squeak by it, like Kris commented. You can try to go for the pin direct. Dealer's choice. You should always try to go for the pin direct if you can. See, because that might happen. No spare for Kris. Probably to play it a little higher. to drill it straight back. Doesn't get it on the third ball either. That's an 88 in the ninth for Kris Winiarz with that 9 box. Late falling 7 drop for Kris Winiarz, not on the head pin. He's got the 1-3-6. Daley takes game 3, needless to say. But Kris will keep it interesting with a spare at least. 98 and a bonus in the 10th, sending him into overtime for a bonus ball in the 3rd. Winiarz finds the head pin just barely, and that's going to be a decent fill of 6. He's over triple digits, I think. Just waiting on the score correct. Yes, it is 104, confirmed. Kris Winiarz 104, Josh Daley 121. 359 Josh Daley, 329 Kris Winiarz. 3 games into this 5-game series. And when we come back, we'll be on game 4 or 5 here in this ACST A North match between Daley and Kris Winiarz. And we are about to start game 4. Currently Josh Daley narrowly in the lead in terms of the points. Kris Winiarz putting up a fight, though, so we'll see what happens in these last 2 games, and we'll see what happens with Josh Daley starting out first. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Daley with a 9 drop opening up. Just the 4 pin. Wood across it. What'll it be? It'll be a spare for Josh Daley. A victorious single pin with wood spare for Josh Daley. Happy about that one. Five fill, Caleri left side for Josh Daley. 15 through 1. Tries to make it pretty, leaves the 7 pin on the Caleri attempt. Makes it a 9 for 24 through 2. If you're going to miss a single pin, that was the better one to miss. Josh Daley in the 1-2 pocket. Bit of an oddly light hit. 3, 5, 6, 10. Right side check mark. Daley releases the ball, and I heard an ugh. Never like to hear that. Just the 5 pin shot down. 3, 6, 10. 7, 8, 9, or 10 box. It ends up being an 8 for Daley. 32 through 3. Josh Daley has the #1 Class A high series at 718. And there's a strike for Josh Daley, a nice easy one. And here's the follow-up. A little bit of a harder throw this time. Split so far, 3 right, 1 left. Takes 3, almost cuts to the 4, doesn't quite do it. Good attempt. Just has to do with that messenger. Once that sends, you gotta hope it lands in the right spot. It'll be a 9. It's a 60 half. 419, 3.5 game total for Josh Daley. 71% of the head pins, 7 splits, 7.15. First ball average. Kris Winiarz, the Wizard, coming up next. Kris opens up with a pocket shot. 3-6-10 is the leave for the spare. What will it be for Kris Winiarz? Will he get it? Gets stuffed by the wood. Ends up being a 9 for Kris, 9 through 1. Here's Kris Winiarz. He comes in as a substitute bowler for Ryan Southall midway through the season, 72-96. I believe I heard he said he believes he's out of the playoff running, and I think I can corroborate that. But it's good to get some reps in regardless. Here's a split for Kris, 7 drop. 6-7-10. Takes the 6, takes the 10, leaves the 7. That's a 9 for Kris, 18 through 2. Winiarz takes 4 down and has a 6-pack on the right side. Tries to catch the outside of the head pin, leaves the 5 and the 9. Eight, 9, or 10 for Kris. It ends up being an 8. 9, 9, 8, 26 through 3 for Kris. Josh Daley's at 32 through 3. And he drops 3. He's got a 6-pack on the right side and the 7 pin this time. Winiarz will plow some pins through the middle and leaves the 7 and the 10. Makes it a 9 box, 35 through 4. One to go before we say hello to Josh Daley again. Kris, oh, come on, break up the split. Yes, he does. It's a 9 drop in the 10 pin. There for the taking for a spare. And he'll get that spare, just barely, but he gets it. We'll watch this again. A little dance he does. That's 45 and a bonus through 5 for Kris Winiarz. 374, 3.5 game total. Down by Josh Daley's 419, 3.5 game total. It'll be Josh Daley on lane 7 coming up next. Here comes Josh on the head pin. Split 6, 6, 7, 8, 10. But a lot of wood, 3 planks covering the gaps. Has a fighting chance of going. Like I said, easy come, easy go, and there it goes. Daley 70 through 6 plus a ball, and here, watch how this goes again. He played it on the right side, beaning that double buffered wood on the right. Daley filling a spare. Starting now. Missed the head pin, but got a nice fill of 7 out of it. It's the 1-2-8. Oh, missed the object. Only took the 2. Daley will make it an 8 for 85 through 7. We are at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire this evening. A great house to bowl at in Manchester, New Hampshire off of exit 1 off of Route 101 nearby the Massabesic Lake. It's the house I call home for bowling at. Great bowling in general, great leagues, glow bowling, birthday parties, you name it. We talked about the 25th Lane Bar. Lakeside Lanes has it all. So come check it out when you have a chance. It's all but the 5 pin for Josh Daley in the first ball. Oh, and he had a bit of a misfire. Won't be a mark on the single. On the retry, gets it for the 10. 95 through 8 with 2 boxes to go. Here's Josh with a spread eagle minus the 2. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. And the piece of wood that was, I presume, the 2 is covering the gap. How will Josh play it? He'll play the wood and it'll sail through the gap. Probably had to drift to the right a little bit more. You can tell by his gesture he was thrilled by that shot. And he'll make it a 7 box in the 9th for 102.9. Lakeside Lanes opened in 1959. more than half a century ago, and is still open and operating great to this day, as you can tell. There's Josh Daley with a 9-drop, 10-pin this time. Looking for his 4th mark of the game. He's 73% in the head pin with 9 splits. Gets it. 112 and a bonus for Josh Daley. Watch the single pin spare. As a lefty, this is a great shot with plenty of real estate all over it. 112 through 10 and a bonus. And it will be a 4-fill, unfortunately. Josh Daley with a 116 game 4. And that will be a 4-game total of 475 for Josh Daley. 9 splits, 29 headpin shots for 40. 7.15 per ball average and a 6.31 fill average. When we come back, it'll be Kris Winiarz coming back onto the lanes with a 45 half and a bonus. Next ball is a fill. And Winiarz, ooh, a little off the head pin. He might get some extras. He'll get 6. One, 7, 10, 3. That ball was off the mark. And then to the right, he takes an 8-box and the 6 for 59. Winiarz will take a split at the 4-5-7. I'll take 2 and leave 1. And he'll make it a 10-box for 69 through 7. Compare that to 85 through 7 for Josh Daley. Kris Winiarz, his longest match points winning streak is 2 so far this season. 1-3 pocket and barely gets anything out of it. It's a split of 4. 5 on the left, 1 on the right. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. Breaks up the cluster of 5, leaves the 5-pin and the 10-pin. And it's an 8 for Kris in the 8th for 77. Kris on the pocket, kind of full, kind of not. Gets a spread of 7 pins in the back row. 7 pins down and 3 pins in the back row, 7, 8, 10. You have to make a pretty shot to make this go. There is wood, and it is possible. What'll it be? Will he get it? Not quite. A good bid, a good try. That was kind of what I was envisioning would happen. Except I'm hoping the 7-pin would have gotten knocked over in some way. And it's a 10 for Kris Winiarz in the 9th for 87. And he is going to need a triple strike for any hope of taking 2 points. Or a double strike 9 drop for a tie. And that will basically seal it. 5-10 split. But it'll make a pretty spare out of it at the very least. 5-10 spare acquired for Kris Winiarz. Just like that. The spare fill is 5. But it'll get over the hump of 100 at least. It's a 431 for Kris Winiarz with that 102, and Josh Daley's 116 brings him to 475. Josh Daley currently in the lead. That's the story through 4 games. I can't wait to tell you the story of the 5th. Here on the ACST in Class A North. Getting ready for game number 5 here. Should be an exciting finish. Let's see if Kris Winiarz can pull out a surprise upset here in the 5th to take the 5th game and perhaps the total. We'll find out here in the 5th game in just a second or two. Josh Daley will lead off first. Hope you enjoy it. Daley breaks up the split with a 9 drop. 4-pin. Now will he play it direct or play the wood? I don't know. What's he going to do? Play the wood, play it safe. That was not the choice I thought he was going to make, but he still got it. $10 and a bonus through 1 for Josh. Here comes Josh Daley in the 1-2 pocket. He splits 6 and fills with 6. 16 through 1, 6, 7, 8, 10. Excuse me, 6, 7, 9, 10. Or the 6 triangle and the 7, I guess. Daley wanted to play the right side of the wood, and I get the idea. But he only gets 2 of 4. It's a difficult shot. Daley for the 10. He'll chop the 6 and leave the 10 for a 9 box. That's 25 through 2. So again, Josh Daley's the #1 seed in the playoff picture. We'll be facing John Alosa first in the quarterfinals, and the winner faces Nate Lees or Mark Ritchie, depending on the victor of that match. Daley on the head pin, everything but the 6-pin. Now this is a more safe opportunity to play the wood. And he takes it for the spare. 35 and a bonus through 3 for Josh Daley. And here's the follow-up. Ooh, a 5 fill. Just a little bit off the head pin. Josh Daley still maintains a 73% quarterback rating on the head pin with 10 splits. 1, 3, 6, 4, 7. Takes the 1, 3, 6, leaves the 4 and the 7. Eight, 9, or 10 for Daley. It's a 9. 49 through 4. In the fourth string, Josh Daley on average goes to 129.94, so he was a little under average with 116. In the fifth string, he averages 133.71. Daley finds the pocket, finds 7 pins. He's got the 2 triangle. 2, 4, 5. And on the 2, 4, 5, he takes the 2, he takes the 4. The 5 is unimpressed by the bid. For the 9 of the 10 for Daley. He takes the 10. 59 through 5. Oops. That is not the button I wanted to press. I wanted to press this button. 59 through 5 for Josh Daley with a 534, 4.5 game total with 2 spares. 3 strikes, 15 spares, 7 tens for Josh Daley. It's a 56% perfect box percentage, 73% of the head pin, 10 splits. Kris Winiarz currently with a 48% perfect box percentage, 45% on the head pin, 11 splits, 6.1 first ball average by comparison. He drops 6 and splits 6 here. Kris Winiarz has been averaging 5.27 on mark fills, totaling 58 in bonus pins off of fills. Nudges the 3 down, leaves the 4, 6, 7. And that will be a 7-box opener for Kris Winiarz here in the 5th and final game. Winiarz starts with a spread eagle minus the 7. It's a 5-drop split. 2, 3, 4, 6, 10. 2 on the left, 3 on the right. Will Winiarz play the left or the right side? He'll start with the right, and he'll take only the 10. I kind of think back to the Dan Murphy advice, if you have a leave like that, play the side with the fewer pins. So I was curious to see what side Kris Winiarz would go for. He went for the side with the 3 pins. Whether that was intentional or not, I'm not sure. And he'll make a 7-box in the second, excuse me. 14 through 2, 2 7s in a row for Kris Winiarz. Kris on box 3, first ball on the pocket. A 6-7 leave. No wood either. Let's see if it goes. Not quite. Winiarz on the retry, and he's going to make it 8-box, breaking his streak of 7 boxes for 22 through 3. Josh Daley's at 40 through 3. Winiarz fires, and he's got another broken eagle. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Now this is a situation because the 2 on the left are further back. This is a situation where you would play the 3 on the right, unless you want to be crazy and cap the wood on the left. But I don't know why you'd want to try that. I guess it's possible. It's just I don't know why. Winiarz starts off with the 3 on the right. Every headpin shot he's thrown has been a split this game. And he'll make it a 9. 31 through 4. Yeah, he's got 15 splits to Josh Daley's 10. And he's only 1 box behind Josh Daley. And 11 headpin shots behind Josh Daley, 1 box behind. There's a headpin hit and not a split. It's a strike. So that's a way to go out. We'll get you a replay on that. Not a bad way to throw a buck. 1-2 pocket. There goes the 9. And that's a 41 and a bonus half for Kris Winiarz. Again, just a raw deal when it comes to the splits. But he's got a mark, so he's got some hope. Josh Daley's got a 59 half, and he'll be starting his final 5 boxes here this evening at Lakeside Lanes with 534 and counting. Kris Winiarz 472 plus a fill and counting. With 5 boxes to go here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour in Manchester, New Hampshire at Lakeside Lanes. Here's Josh Daley. On lane 7. Mixes down 7. He almost had a 4 horseman until a 3-pin fell. Now it's a 1-6-10 leave with wood in between the 1 and the 6. 3 planks. What'll it be? It's going to be a spare for Josh Daley. 69 and a bonus through 6. Daley's filling a mark. What'll it be? Head pin. Can you break up the split? Not quite. With an 8 fill, it's 77 through 6. It's the 2 and the 10. Can Daley convert? Oh, yes, he can. Very well done. Looks like he's kind of figuring it out once again. He's at 87 and a bonus through 7. Just had to nudge that wood towards the 10 with the action on the 2. Hit it a little full, actually. That was a little dangerous even. Fill in the mark. With, oh, too hard. A split of 5 and a 5 fill. 92 through 7 is a spread eagle. 3 right, 2 left. 2, 3, 4, 6, 10 for Daley. Bouncy ball, a little off target on the 6-10. 2, 3, 4. 7, 8, 9, or 10. Here we go. Leaving the 3 for a 9. 101 through 8 for Josh Daley. He has 4 marks this game. 6 for 8 on the head pin this game. 3 splits this game. 12 splits overall. 73% on the head pin overall. 7.12 first ball average. Averaging 6.25 on the fills. Totaling 125 in bonus fills. Daley. He'll leave the 2 and the 7 for an 8 drop. What'll it be for Josh? It's a spare for Josh Daley. Taking that 2-7 to task. 111 through 9. And the follow-up on the fill. Head pin. A mirror image version, perhaps. An 8 fill. Now it's the 310. Can you make the same thing, just the mirror image version? He's at 119 through 9 with that 8 fill. And the answer is, yes, he can. Both sides. 129 and a bonus through 10. You know in Mario Kart when you unlock, you beat the game and then you get mirror mode unlocked? This is the mirror mode for Josh Daley. And he conquered it all the same on the 310. Goodbye. 129 and a bonus. Here's his final ball of the evening. What a way to go out on the head pin. It'll be 9. 138 for Josh Daley, and that will get him over the hump of 600. 613 is his total this evening. 125, 113, 121, and 116, 138. Remember when I said his Game 5 average is 133.71? He exceeded that here. 613 is Josh Daley's total. 3 strikes, 19 spares, and 7 tens. That is the story for Josh Daley this evening. What a performance. Chris Winiarz now coming back with a 41.5 on a strike fill. Let's see what he can do with that. Here on the ACST in the final 5 boxes this evening at Lakeside Lanes, Manchester, New Hampshire. I've been Steve Kelly on the call for you all. It's been great to have you along this evening. Before we go off the airwaves this evening, I'd like to thank our ACST committee members, including our commissioner, Danny Finn. And will be a double strike for Chris Winiarz? Not quite, a 9 drop. But he's in positioning for a spare on strike. 55. Our Class A treasurers, Rich Lamone, ACST statistician Micah Imparato, and our staff at Lakeside Lanes keep our ACST matches going nice and smooth. Thanks to them as always. Chris Winiarz misses the spare. He gets it on the retry for the 10, 60 through 6. I'd like to thank my buddy Steve Abadili, who contributed some of the video and photography content and some of the B-roll. You can check out his work, link in the description, stabadili.com. Thank you for watching. I hope this was a pleasant viewing experience for you. Great match from 2 great bowlers in Class A North. It's a 4 drop for Chris Winiarz all the while. If you like my content, I'm 3Ball Spare on Facebook and YouTube. There's also the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour that you're probably watching on Facebook as well as YouTube. Do check it out. Great content there. And there's a nice spare, speaking of great content, for Chris Winiarz. If I'm quick enough, I can get your replay on it. 1, 4, 6, 3, 7, 9. Take a good look at them because they're gone now. Look at that. See ya. Winiarz 79 and on the fill, 7. And a split. 77 through 7. 5, 6, 10. Piece of wood meandering right on the line of being in or out. I think it's in. It sucks, but I think it's in. But we can have a check. Shane Lipke gets up and makes a face. Place your FanDuel DraftKings bets on whether this is in or out. My bets are it's in. And that's going to drive y'all crazy, but I think it's in. I think Shane's going to turn around. Yep, see ya. My Venmo's always open. 5, 6, 10 leave for Chris Winiarz. Five, 6, 10 for Chris on the wood. Doesn't get the second chance of the ball return. Takes the 5, leaves the 6, 10. Chris Winiarz versus the 6, 10, 4, 10 box. He gets a 10. 87 through 8. Stay tuned at the end of the match. After the final results, I'll scrape together a highlight reel for you of all the great shots you saw during the replays. We'll play them all back in a row, including some I didn't get a chance to play. So we'll get to relive all the great marks from this match. That'll be after we conclude the festivities here at Lakeside Lanes. Chris Winiarz, he is, at this point, pretty far behind Josh Daley. I think it's going to be a 2-12 split at this point. Josh Daley will take 12, Chris Winiarz 2. Even with all strikes, I don't think he's going to really make a dent at this point. He'll drop 5. The atmosphere has kind of shifted into kind of the garbage time atmosphere from the spectator's perspective from what I'm seeing. 2x2 grid in the 9 for Chris Winiarz. And for the spare, he almost takes it. He leaves the 8. It'll be a 9 for Chris for 96 through 9. He's at 527 so far. I mean, if it's a consolation, he's probably going to beat my my weekly league 5-game series. I think I threw a 537 on Wednesday night, so I guess you beat the streamer, Kris, provided you get a spare and a fill of 1 or higher. That's a 2 on the left, 2 on the right situation split. 3, 4, 6, 7. For the mark. This will be cool if it goes. Oh, but not quite. 3, 4, 7 for Kris to close out this evening. He'll be in the hundreds for every game. 7, 8, 9, or 10. He'll make it an 8. That's a 104 game 5 for Kris Winiarz, and that is ball game. With that 8, he's at 535. Josh Daley wins it. He takes 12 points. Kris Winiarz will take 2, and that is the results of the evening. Let's cut over to our final results in a slightly bigger font for you all. Again, it's 12 points for Josh Daley, 2 for Kris Winiarz. Josh Daley, heck of a head pin percentage, 74%, 14 splits, 17 splits for Kris with 26 head pin shots, 52% on the head pin for Kris. And the first ball averages were really high. They were over 6, 6.18 for Kris, 7.16 for Daley. The fills were pretty great for both bowlers too, but Josh Daley crossed the triple-digit threshold for bonus pins off of fills, averaging 6.45 per mark fill. Kris Winiarz averaging 5.69 off of each mark fill with a total of 74 on the fills. Josh Daley won the strike war, 3 to Kris's 1, and then had 19 spares over Kris's 12. But Kris had more 10 boxes than Josh Daley, 10 to his 7. 58% perfect box percentage overall for Josh Daley versus 46% for Kris Winiarz. Anyways, that's enough about that. Here's some graphs. If you feel like pausing the video to full screen this to look at some fun differentials or numbers or bars, colors, whatever your fancy, feel free to pause the video and have a look at this for the graph if you're graphically inclined. That's all fun stuff. Anyways, I've been Steve Kelly for Josh Daley and Kris Winiarz. Stay tuned for the highlight reel, but I'll be signing off the mic for the evening, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, weekend, whatever it is. We'll see you at the next Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Have a great one, everybody. This match was played on Friday, May 29, 2026 at about 7:10 p.m. local time at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. There's a strike by Josh Daley. Up, single pin. Daley, laser for the spare, for the taking. Bounces, still on track. He gets the spare. That's 60. Winiarz looking for a mark. Runs down the 4 horsemen for a spare. And he's got a spare running down the 1-3. And he lasers it down for another spare. And Daley gets the spare on the single. Messenger on the 8, it goes. The spare on the Caleri, he's got it. Josh Daley takes the Caleri. What'll it be for Josh? It's going to be a spare. Checks in. Daley takes the rest for the spare, though. And that's a spare for Kris Winiarz on the single. And he's all over it for the spare, running them down. Favorable. Will Winiarz take it? Yes, sir, he will. That's a spare for Kris. And the result is a spare for Kris. Daley's longest streak where he's gone more than 100 in a game is 28 consecutive, and there's a spare for Josh Daley. On the 5-9. Takes it that time for the spare. And there's a strike by Josh Daley, a quick one. And he gets the spare, steals it. Orange pin, 2 pin. And it's gone for the spare. Daley takes game 3, needless to say. But Kris will keep it interesting with a spare at least. What'll it be? It'll be a spare for Josh Daley. 18. And there's a strike for Josh Daley, a nice easy one. And he'll get that spare, just barely, but he gets it. Like I said, easy come, easy go, and there it goes. Splits. Gets it. But he'll make a pretty spare out of it at the very least. Now, will he play it direct or play the wood? I don't know. What's he going to do? Play the wood, play it safe. This is a more safe opportunity to play the wood. And he takes it for the spare. There's a headpin hit and not a split. It's a strike. What'll it be? It's going to be a spare for Josh Daley. Can Daley convert? Oh, yes, he can. What'll it be for Josh? It's a spare for Josh Daley. 18 through 9 with that 8 fill. And the answer is, yes, he can. You're probably watching on Facebook as well as YouTube. Do check it out. Great content there. And there's a nice spare, speaking of great content, for Kris Winiarz.